Good afternoon on what is a surprisingly mild, bright and sunny day. It is Thursday, December the 14th, and I'm in the reading up with a nice hot cup of tea. And a box to unbox. So let's find out what is in here. Around. Box is longer than I anticipated. Away. And pull out what I have got in here, which is E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. Light Years from Home board game, a cooperative adventure game by Prospero and Funko Games. Okay, so designed for ages 10, 2 to 4 players, plays in 30 minutes. He's 3 million light years from home and needs your help getting back. E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial was left behind, and now federal agents are coming for him. In this cooperative adventure game, players Elliot, Gertie, Michael and Greg, as you work together to send E.T. home, bike through the neighbourhood using shortcuts and ramps to avoid the agents. Collect items that E.T. can use to build his communication device and call his ship, then get E.T. to the clearing before his heart light fades. Includes 6 figures, including E.T. and the mothership. There we go. So, why I'm interested in E.T. As a board game? Well, actually, I'm interested to see how the designers, Prospero Hall, adapt the source material into a playable board game. Because Prospero has a really good track record of doing this. It did it with Jaws, which is a terrific emulation, sort of like of the film. And they keep doing this again and again, and I'm really impressed. Because if you remember back when we were children, the games based upon intellectual properties, upon films and television series, were rubbish. Essentially, they were roll and move games, or essentially they were just a simple kind of card game. Modern game design allows the designers to respect the source material and adapt the rules to fit the material, the intellectual property, rather than just slap slap the intellectual property, some pictures and names on a card game or a board game, and not feel like you're playing it. So let's have a look inside. Now, sadly, as I write, as I speak, the bad news is you're going to have to try and track down this game yourself, because it's going to be out of print. Funko Games is no more. After putting out some terrific little board games, genuinely like the Rocketeer board game. I've got some of their other board games to review. I thought the Indiana Jones games were fun. But that's a whole other story. Anyway, let's have a look inside. Quick squeak off the cover, and what we've got is this. So let's have a look at the rulebook first. So there you can see Elliot going out to the shed. It's a very long time since I've seen E.T. You've got a turn reference on the back, but that's a nice piece of artwork on the front, and again, decent artwork on the cover. And then we've got an explanation of the game's contents, the board, and what the shortcuts and so on, and then how to set the game up, how to win the game. Up front, here's how you do it, and then we get into the basic actions of what you can do per turn, making dangerous moves and things like taking candy, picking up an item or device, dangerous pickup, using ramps and then free actions, moving E.T. with candy, pick up or drop E.T. because you can and the figures themselves, you can put E.T. in the basket, use an E.T. power card. Then we have things like team up. So you're definitely working together, and you can work together even closer. And you can see, actually, if you have a look there on the picture, you've got little, basically, they're like jigsaw puzzles. You can just connect the pieces together. That's really clever. Building a device, and then finally phoning home. You know, E.T. phone home. Moving enemies, rolling the enemy dice, and so on. So your enemies, you've got cop cars and then federal agents, and then special agent keys there. Peter Coyote, played by Peter Coyote in the film, if I recall. And then what happens if you get caught, and how to end the game, and then frequently asked questions. So yeah, and again, the other thing about these is they really know how to design the rule books, so they're really easy to read and accessible. So next we have the counters, so objects you can find, the federal agents and the cop cars. Then we've got the board, and the thing about the board is it does have image of geraniums, chrysanthemums, I can't remember, the flowers from the film. As I say, very long time since I've seen the film. And the board itself is roughly square, but it's a bit different shape than what you would expect. Nicely folds out, nice and sturdy. And then, what else have we got in here? Just show you without hopefully dropping everything on the floor, as I normally do. There we go, there's one thing. So lots of bits and pieces. So this includes, we have, if I can get a hold of this, try and get it out. So there's the mothership, well, there's E.T.'s mothership that's going to turn up and rescue him when he puts the call out. See if I can put this back in. You have the miniatures. So let's get these out and show you. They're all in the bikes like that, and you've got the basket like that, and they're all different. So there's Gertie. And this could be Elliot. Red, because obviously his red hoodie. There we go. And then E.T. itself, swaddled in the costume, basically. And then, so you can see you've got these there, and then those, so you just sort of like click together, and they sit like that, and they're cooperative. And then you can just put Gertie, the E.T. in the basket. So that's really neat. And I mean, the thing is, it's neat because essentially it's a function, i.e. working together, riding together like that, is actually physically, mechanically supported in the game. You don't just put these together and just move them side by side. You connect them. And then when it comes to carrying, transporting, picking up and carrying E.T. Okay, you've got him in the basket. You're literally doing that. There's no pick him up and put him in front of you on the table. You pick him up and put him in the basket. So a sense of when you pick something up, when you pick him up, you literally do that and you carry him. That's really very good, really nicely done. And then we have dice and the standees for the cardboard standees. We've got this is probably going to be, this is the big E.T. figure. You're going to stand that, and that's going to be his heart right there. You're going to be tracking that through play, from hopefully not as far down as 0, and probably you can maybe even adjust the difficulty of the game according to the heart light you start with. Movement cards, famously like Move up to 3 spaces. If you move through onto enemies, don't roll for danger die. You're literally flying, kids. That's the point where you take off on the bikes. And then for each player, you have, so there's a general guide, sort of like what you do on your turn, how to handle enemy dice and danger dice, and then each character has their own card. So, Elliot, and he can once per turn, Elliot can discard 1 candy token to move ET up to 3 spaces. Michael can basically, when taking a move action, he can travel along 1 shortcut for free. Greg, he can make a dangerous move action without rolling the danger die. And Gertie can pick up a dangerous pickup action without rolling the dangerous die. So they've each got their special moves as well. And those are nicely done. I mean, it's like you know, the kind of framing with the orange border and obviously the logo for ET, that's nicely handled in there. So yeah, even just looking at this board game, I'm thoroughly impressed by how good it looks. That just the thought that has gone into the physical design of this board game is impressive. So let's put this all back in. So that's E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial from Funko Games. I think it's actually going to be, looks to be actually a really good game, surprisingly good. You wouldn't have thought you could get a good game out of E.T., but I think they're going to have done it, and hopefully I'll be able to tell once I've had a play and done a review, which I'll do in due course. Anyway, in the meantime, thank you for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to more unboxings in the Nook, where you see me out here with a box containing a book or game which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.